your Midday Ark-La-Miss news update.
Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to NBC News Daily. I'm Sky Doty with your Midday Ark-La-Miss update. A Louisiana woman who lost her daughter to domestic violence is turning her pain into purpose by sharing her story in hopes that it will help others escape. NBC 10's Maya Holloway has her story.
I am here as a guest speaker sharing my own experience of domestic homicide and domestic violence.
Chris Barney is a domestic homicide survivor whose daughter's life was cut short when her then husband killed the 3-year-old child after years of domestic abuse. Barney now shares her experience to help others facing the same adversity.
It's important to share my story because in Louisiana alone, we need to bring more awareness and understanding of the different dynamics of domestic violence. Because in my situation, in my experience, even though there was no physical violence, there was a lot of mental and emotional and psychological abuse and stalking. And then homicide.
Barney hopes to make some kind of impact when speaking to domestic violence survivors.
I hope that my story begins to shift the thought process of what victims and survivors go through. I hope that it shapes everyone's mind in understanding the neurobiology of trauma.
Barney shares how you can help domestic violence victims in the future.
Well, first of all, there are all kinds of ways that anyone can help. In Louisiana, every parish has an agency that supports victims of domestic violence. You can locate that agency in your parish and make a donation. Volunteer your time.
Barney says she'll continue to share her story to help survivors like herself. In Winsboro, for your Ark-La-Miss news source, I'm Maya Holloway.
Across the country, many veterans have experienced trauma through their service, with some facing thoughts of suicide. One veteran found help through an alternative therapy, and he wants others who serve to experience it as well. Matthew Wiz Buckley is a former Navy fighter pilot who's advocating for psychedelic therapy to help vets heal from trauma and PTSD.
I've done some challenging things in my life. This was one of the most challenging things. It was not fun. It was not recreational, but I got 14 hours, or I got 40 years of therapy in 14 hours. It saved and changed my life.
Buckley says that 90% of the change happens after the initial session, when vets go home and work through what they experienced.
And now, exclusive Storm Tracker Doppler weather with meteorologist Chase Ward.
We are expecting winds to continue out of the northeast this afternoon, expecting clear skies and mainly pleasant conditions overall, with the dew points falling off so it's going to feel more comfortable out there, and we'll hold off in the mid to lower 80s for our highs. Now overnight it's going to be a little bit cooler. We're going to fall to the mid and lower 50s for our lows, so definitely enough you may want to even grab a light jacket. Now as we go into tomorrow, we will expect temperatures to stay kind of in the mid 80s. There might be a chance for a few clouds to kind of move in kind of the upper levels, and we'll still expect plenty of sunshine nonetheless as we close the week out. Winds still continuing out of the northeast. We'll lighten up a little bit as we kind of head into Saturday going through next Sunday. Now tonight it will be cooler as we fall to low near 56 for Monroe. Then for tomorrow we'll be in the mid 80s still mostly sunny and overall still pleasant. As we head through the weekend, you'll notice temperatures will start gradually climbing, and we're still expected to stay dry as we go into Columbus Day on Monday, and then even through next week, still mostly dry. So this will possibly worsen the ongoing dry conditions we've been seeing across southeast Arkansas, with abnormally dry conditions across much of northeast Louisiana. Now as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures could be pushing back to lower 90s, and with dew points still as low in the mid 50s, we could see a threat for some fire issues with the ongoing drought conditions we're seeing as we head deeper through next week.
That's it for your midday update. NBC News Daily continues.
When you see news happening